My name is Will Depius. I am board president for Oshkosh Kids Foundation, and today we're at the Tiny House Village, where we have 32 small homes, just under 400 square feet, that were designed and built to house homeless families here in the Oshkosh community, with wraparound services for the families based on their individualized needs. And we have been open for about 2.5 years. Have had nearly 40 families come through the village. Have had several nice success stories. We've had some families move to us from living in the back of a vehicle with multiple kids. We did have one family that was living on a campground nearby in February in a tent with a single space heater as a heat source. When it came to designing the homes, I think we finished with like 15 iterations of what the floor plan would look like, trying to maximize space between storage, movement within it, all the things to try to be able to make a family as comfortable as possible, and not a lot of space that, on average, they're probably slightly larger than the average hotel room, obviously laid out a little bit different. We did add storage units on the back of the building, so as families start to collect some things, some toys, stuff like that, there's a place to put them so they're not taking up valuable floor space in the units. We do have in-floor heating in there. All of our pathways have a piping system underneath to be able to melt snow that eventually will be driven by solar panels, so that long term we don't have as much utility cost. And during this time of the year, in summer, we're able to sell some back to the grid. On the homes, they were Amish built, and we ended up having to get rid of the top floor, or the loft, that we initially had designed. The first ones got delivered to us by a hay wagon, and the height was restricted to what they could get under all the power lines from Watoma to here. Something that's a little bit different here is we have 3 full-time staff that are on site working with the families. Again, kind of meeting them where they're at, trying to figure out what led them to be here, and trying to kind of peel back the onion to understand what needs to change for them, and to get them connected to the necessary resources in the community, and also get them to participate in programming, and gain better employment or get employed, depending upon what the situation is. Sometimes those with young ones, access to childcare is a barrier. About $1,000 houses a family for a month. We do have some people that have donated meals to the families. We do have community groups that will come in and prepare a meeting for the full meals for the full village for the evening, which is just a great way to build some chemistry and community amongst those that are living out here. Part of why our board was pretty passionate about this project. A variety of us on our board came from below the poverty line, so being able to find a way to help families have a chance to work their way out of whatever their situation was when they grew up, as some of us on our board have, is a big deal for us to be able to make this a long-term impact in the community.